What's up guys, welcome back to Aquatic Elements. Today we are at the fish barn down in Crawley in the United Kingdom, and in today's video we're going to be heading inside and checking out this awesome shop. Now it's a pretty unique shop, all of the tanks are individually filtered and we've got a lot of oddball species to see, so let's head on in and let's check it out. Now as we come through the front doors we are met with Elliot.
How are we doing?
One of the owners of the fish barn. So Elliot, if you could maybe introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Elliot. It's a family-run business. My father Alan's over there serving at the moment, but family-run business in Crawley, West Sussex. Started 11.5 years ago. Priding ourselves on basically being a hobbyist shop. Got a bit of everything for everyone.
Awesome.
So I could take you for a tour if you like.
Yeah, perfect. That'd be great.
So obviously the first thing you've probably seen here are these two large display tanks. You've got two sides of Africa here. You've got this one here, which is West Africa. A lot of people say this is like a South American tank, but actually it's African. Everything in there is from Nigeria, Congo, Cameroon.
Yeah.
Lots of different like forms of Congo tetras and stuff. A couple of oddballs in there. You've got birches, a couple of cichlids, reedfish and sorts.
Yeah, I love the sort of real naturalistic look with the tannins and the leaf litter in the bottom.
So we do a lot of that. So that's like trying to keep the fish as natural as possible.
Yeah.
And in turn, they kind of interact with the sort of botanicals and stuff that are in there. They even colour up a bit better, to be fair, because they're, as I say, in their natural environment. And of course, things like the leaves will soften the water. Yeah. Without all the harsh chemicals that you can put in.
Awesome.
So same as this. So this is the other side of Africa, obviously East Africa, Lake Tanganyika. You've also got the limestone in there that buffers the water naturally. But this is quite a significant tank, in that it's a conservation piece. So the cichlids, or sorry, they're all cichlids. The trophies that are in there are critically endangered. Yeah. Unfortunately, the larger ones in there are wild caught. They did come into the UK, so I bought them from the chap that accidentally had them in, and I decided to breed them. So the smaller ones in there are actually juveniles from a couple of years ago. Awesome. But they give so few fry. Yeah. Hence why they're diminishing in the wild. I mean, there are probably a couple of batches in there, 3, 4, 5 managed to get out of them each go. So, which isn't many, given cichlids normally give you loads.
And what's this guy down here?
That's a goby cichlid, which is Eretmodus, the blue spot goby cichlid, I think they call it. But I think if you're, it looks like it might have a mouthful of eggs or babies actually.
Yeah, I can see on the throat.
Down, yeah. Which is quite cool. Again, that's a wild caught fish, but it's not critically endangered. But that's nice to take the fry and then grow them on and put them for the shop. Yeah, and what do you filter these two tanks with? So both of them are running separately on an FX6 filter, which I rate. They're really good. Yeah. But they haven't been modified. A lot of people say, oh yeah, I'm going to soup it up with this and that, but they're just running standard. A lot of people say, well, what do you do to keep the glass so clean and water? But it is just the FX6 and just keep the glass clean, and it kind of, yeah, they're crystal clear. So this is the sort of odds and sods section. It hasn't really got a specific theme about it. Yeah. So obviously you've got the little fahacker up the top there. You got the nice archerfish. Sorry, I won't rush the video, but that's all right. Yeah, I've just spotted this guy up here hanging around. But again, I said things like the plants are for sale and whatever. But yeah, little dwarf cichlids hanging around with the pots and the leaves and stuff. I mean, it makes it interesting to catch them, don't get me wrong, but they're just so much better with it. Yeah. So. And I see all of the tanks are individually filtered? Individually filtered, yes. So we come to that in that most of our, all of our tanks are actually individually run to stop cross-contamination if anything was to happen. So for example, Mr. Puffer gets white spot, then I know this lot are safe. Yes. As long as I'm not being complacent. But then, of course, then I can have if I needed to, hard water tank, soft water tank, half full, full up, you know what I mean? Every single tank can be different if I want to, so I can then chop and change what species I can put in which tank. Yeah, that's really handy. Do you find you have any issues with maintenance? Is it harder doing it this way, or no? I mean, the only thing you've got to do is just keep on top of the sponge filters, which generally speaking go for about a month before the chock-a-block. Yeah. And you can just tell, because you then start getting a little bit excess detritus on the bottom. Oh, okay. It all siphons out, don't get me wrong, but you just see it more, especially with the leaf litter once it starts breaking down. Yeah. And as you get
closer to each tank, you notice, I can notice loads of different species. Like we've got some Opistos in here, and
yeah,
and
diamond
obviously
fish. You've got some plecos in there. Well, that's just some plecos. They're the super white L236.
yeah, they're really cool.
It's one of those sort of shots you've got to walk around twice to be able to see
Yes.
everything, because you probably missed the eels and all sorts that are in the tanks. Yeah, I'd say there's like some rare stuff. You've got some nice actual Pardalis catfish from Cameroon.
Yeah.
We brought in a shipment a couple of years ago. Apparently the first one's in the 80s from Cameroon.
Really?
So these are the real deal. You can get, I quote, Pardalis, but they're always like these hybrid. These are the actual ones.
And are they a Synodontis species?
Synodontis, exactly that. Leopard flagtail catfish.
Awesome.
So yeah. So then this is more the community section. I mean, questionable with the clown lurch, because obviously you know how big they get.
Yeah.
But you've got the guppies, the mollies, the rainbows, some of the nice little tetras that you can get. And then on this side, this is some of the soft water stuff. You get like your Opistos, your rare tetras, your corries. Yeah, so as I say, we've got a bit of everything. Big grumpy Oscar, if you like that sort of thing. I know you like your bigger fish, so.
Yeah, he's pretty big. He's got to be a good 10 inches.
Easily, yeah. Quite a handsome chap.
And you've got Severum in there as well.
There's a pair of the mouth brooding Severums, the Liberifer. So there's, I believe that to be that would be the male actually, yeah, because I think the female's got a gob full of eggs, living down to their name. Because again, normally Severums are just like open spawners, but these actually take the eggs into their mouth.
Yeah.
Which is quite cool.
So what have we got on these racking systems?
As I say, some of the soft water stuff, so you've got anything from like, let's say your little corries in there. They're not corries anymore, but we'll just say that for the ease of it. Corries, you've got things like sparkling grammies, some tetras. You've got your plecos, our number of plecos, if you can see them amongst the leaves. Some of the rarer species.
Geos in here as well.
Redhead, yep. Or the fireheads now they're called. Hydrocephalus. Knifefish, black knifefish.
Oh yeah.
A couple of those in there.
Tucked at the back behind the sponge filter.
There's some Sabaji in there, the L75, or the Paraplex, whichever you want to call it, but again they're probably tucked under the wood. These are nice, I think we spotted these when you come in. So normally kissing grammies are pink.
Yeah.
But these I managed to find like the, what we call the original type.
Like the natural variant.
Like the natural form. So they're quite cool. Haven't seen those in a long time. Something a little bit special up here, the small scale tetras, which is not a common fish at all. I mean, in fact, actually, this is the first time I've ever had these.
Yeah.
And they're quite nice. Just something a little bit different. They've got a bit of an attitude with each other. Leave everything else alone. I mean, there's me pointing those out. These are special as well, the old red cherry tetras.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen those guys before.
They're becoming more available.
Yeah.
They're still not, they're one of the more expensive tetras still.
Okay.
I mean, we had these locally bred actually by a chap. So he bought some off me, taken them away, bred them, and then we just sort of chop and change bits and bobs, and then he breeds the next thing, and yeah.
And throughout the tour, I can see we've got all of the
yeah,
labels
I didn't know
below.
whether to mention them or not, but yeah, no. So we've got all the labels for each of the fish that are in the tank, and they sort of give you a little rundown of the size, temperature, pH, and obviously the price of the fish. Some of them we were trying in this QR code where it'd take you to one of the sort of more informative websites sort of thing, but
yeah.
I don't know. You got to try all these things. It didn't necessarily take off. Yeah, like African butterfly fish. It's just something, as I say, we just stock a bit of everything.
Yeah, some really cool, unique fish around, and just as you get closer, you just see more and more. Like we've got some corries in here.
Yeah, the fireball corrie, so that's a special fish. I bred those myself actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, paid a bit of a wedge for those in the first instance, but obviously now I can then sell them cheaper now I've bred them.
Yeah.
Which are pretty cool. These are cool as well. They're fairly new in the market. Avanacara bimaculata, which is this one here. I've called them two-spot Avanacara. I couldn't find a common name for them, so to speak. That's what I've labelled them up as. They are dear, but going with current market price, yeah, they're quite nice. They're not as big and aggressive as the zebra acara. And then, of course, the fire ant tetras that are in there as well are quite a nice species.
Yeah, there's so many unique species, and I guess
We're finding them all the time.
you guys really sort of excel in the more unique species rather than the bread and butter fish.
Yeah, to a degree. But it's trying to promote, because everyone comes in and wants to play it safe. You know, you have got your cardinals, you've got your neons, it's instant colour, it's safe, you know they're going to be fine.
Yeah.
But then you're like, but have you seen these, which will also be fine?
Yes.
And it's kind of giving that availability that you wouldn't necessarily get maybe other places.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you've got some of your bigger fish. Obviously, you've got your Oscars, your Geos, you've got tinfoil barbs, you've got a pair of Gunter's mouth brooders in there. Sorry, I forgot the name for a second then. this chap, and I think, no, that's the females. Which way round are they? I don't know, they're dulled down. There's another one down the back, I think, unless they're both male. Anyhow, nice fish. They're these ones here on the end there, the Gunther's mouth brooder, they're pretty cool. Got some tinfoil barbs, wild cribs from Nigeria, we got those. They're quite cool. They get big as well, the wild forms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember quite a few years ago, not to bore you, but we had males in and they were no kids, about 4 inches long.
Wow. Were they Guanacara?
Guanacara, yeah. Which
They're
are nice.
pretty cool.
They were bred by Phil, that's here as well.
And so you got some dollars in there?
Yeah, tiger dollars, which are quite cool. I'm not big on my dollars, to be honest with you, but I don't know, I saw those and I thought I'd give them a bash.
Yeah.
And you got some, chocolate cichlids up the top here. There's a jaguar pleco in there somewhere. He was out this morning, it's typical now, isn't it? I want to show you.
Yeah.
No, he's not in there. Some true parrots in there. Like nice sunshine and a gold nugget in this tank, and then bits and bobs dotted around. Down here you've got some of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yep, this is the redhead cichlid there, her melanurus, which are the ones coming towards you. There's some black diamond cichlids in there, which are really grumpy, and some Jack Dempseys at the back. So obviously trying to give them enough space. There, all right. And I say, yeah, we've got some bits of nice female betters. Again, I breed the snow white bristlenose on site.
Yeah. Yeah, they're lovely.
Yeah, they're quite fun.
And the female betters, I think they're really, really good price. I saw they were £10 or 5 for 45, which I'm sure I've seen them at least double that. I feel like they're really, really good price for the kois.
I often get told I could do more with them, but I know what I pay for them and I know I don't have to.
Yeah.
It's one of those sort of things, it's like, I've been there where fish are almost unaffordable in the past, when I was like a kid sort of thing, and I'm thinking, I really want that, I can't afford it. So I know I don't need to make it that expensive, so let's try and help everyone out. It's all give and take.
Yeah, that's great.
All give and take. So one thing I haven't mentioned is that we run everything through a quarantine facility first before anything comes in here. So that also goes with the individual sponge filters as well, in that we're trying to keep everything pretty pristine, quarantined, so we make sure everything's in good health, feeding. And then anything, split fins, for example, comes in, I can patch it up first, and which is obviously in a separate room.
Yeah, we'll do that in episode 2.
Episode 2, there we go.
The next episode we'll do the quarantine room.
And then just behind you, we've got a new section.
Yeah.
All fancy automatic lights. It's mid-build, so it looks a bit rough and ready, but we've just started going to the sort of a koi small scale at the moment. Being, we've got some little butterflies in there, some high grade, as they call them, and then there's some smaller high grades in here. I don't know if you want me to sprinkle some food in there for them, see if I can get them up.
Yeah, sure.
So it doesn't take a lot to get a koi carp to surface, does it really?
No.
These ones are waiting. But yeah, no, we're not really known for the cold water outside fish, but we do get asked for it in the summer, so we thought, well, may as well start it, and then there it goes. It's been relatively successful, to be fair. Immediately to your left is the Better Shrimp Nano Rack. So there's a few odds and sods up the top there, so you've got like the little Gertrude rainbows, and some wild betters actually, and then scarlet betters. We've got the CPDs next to them, and some tiger down here.
I love CPDs.
Lovely, aren't they?
Got a really, really nice pattern to them.
You'll be surprised how many people come in and think they're meant to be bigger.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised, but a lot of people think they're meant to be like the size of a cardinal or a neon or something. These are quite cool. Toucan tetras, Tucana tetras. It's one of those little tiny tetras come out of Brazil. You get them maybe a few times a year, and then they disappear for X amount of months before they reappear.
Oh, they're absolutely tiny. I'm trying to get a bit of, see if I can focus
They
on
are
them.
about half grown, so they're not fully grown.
Yeah.
But they're still small in terms of tetra. But they're like black water fish, so even really in there, it's not dulled down enough, so you want to keep them in like iron brew water, is what I call it.
Yeah.
And then these are little lampies, or the emerald green lampies, they're not the normal ones, so they should get 2 little turquoise bars that run down the side. Again, probably shows better in black water.
And coming down some of your betters.
All the male betters are kept on this side. Yep, there's all sorts. You've got super deltas, assorted, quote, quote. sometimes we get what they call the Dulux range.
Yeah.
Bit of everything. Yeah, don't get me wrong, we can custom order as well. So if you come in and say, well, you know, you come in and say, well, I don't know, I didn't quite see one I liked. You just tell me, right, I need this, or I want that, or can you get this? Sure, no problem, within reason.
Yeah, this guy's lovely. Really nice gold colour to him.
Yeah, that was quite significant, that coming. So it really lived up to the Dulux name, so to speak. There's a little koi on the front in the end there.
Awesome.
Yeah. Then we got the African Cichlid section. So mostly got Tanganyikans on here. So anything from the sardines, you've got trophius, little shell dwellers, you've got, again, the good, bad, ugly.
Yeah, you got loads of different Africans that I haven't seen and wouldn't usually see in a shop like these guys. Most shops, I guess, stock the peacocks and the mbuna.
And stuff like that, yeah. Well, we have got both, but as I say, a lot of the Tanganyikan stuff gets missed out.
Yeah.
They play it safe. You get the Brashadi, you get the Lulupi, the lemon cichlids or whichever, and the Frontosa, and mostly that's kind of what they keep. I did gamble a bit with the albino stuff. I don't know.
They're cool.
They've been here a little bit longer than I anticipated, but they're cool, yeah. Exactly. And it's different.
Yeah, I see you got some shell dwellers in this.
Some little shell dwellers, yep, stemless, and then the neon sardines in the background. It's pretty cool. That's a little tank of fry. So you've got, there's a couple of like sardines here with the yellow top fin.
Yeah.
So they came in with babies. Then you've got the fairy cichlids, which just breed all the time. And see these little green chaps at the bottom? So these are actually fry from the conservation tank out in those goby cichlids.
Ah.
So you know the one that was holding at the front,
Yes,
I can
yes.
take him out, he'll give me the babies, and then I'll keep them aside and raise them, and then I've got some extra to let people have. That was the same, that's some little similis. In fact, actually, they can probably join the main population now. But yeah, that's a nice little tank of trophies on the end there. The Brashadi, Ujiji.
There's some massive sponge filters in there.
Yeah, they're actually pond ones, just to be able to like maintain the tank. Just to give them that extra sort of bit of filtration. And then you've got the Malawis just down there, which obviously then that's when you got the peacocks, Mabuna.
Yeah. Yeah, so you've got some Alanakara up top.
That's the ones, yeah, the OBs, some Zebs in there, and then you've got the nice fire peacocks. They come in different names, Dragon Bloods, fire peacocks,
Yeah.
whatever.
And I see we've got some big guys down here.
Yeah, the big Jahanis, yeah. They're pretty cool. Nice feature fish. But it's, do you want fish that starts from the get-go, or do you want to grow them on yourself?
Yeah.
Which a lot of people like to do. And then you've got this section here. This is the temperate section, I suppose, where you've got fish that can have a heater, don't have to have a heater, just room temperature will be fine. Minnows, danios, barbs, some endlers, I suppose, they'll be all right. Yeah.
They got some cool different variations of endlers.
Yes, I've got
Like,
about 4 or 5 of them at the moment.
These
Yeah,
guys
so
are lovely.
the jet endlers. But then I've also seen them up as yellow, like half tuxedo yellow endlers or something recently. These are cool. They're all sold, but these are the gecko loaches, the red lizard loach. There's a few different names they go by.
Yeah, they're lovely.
They're pretty cool. So yeah, we've just got.
They come from a higher sort of flow
Yes,
waters.
yes, exactly that. So really, a sponge filter isn't ideal for them. I mean, they've got lots of flow on there, but they need lateral flow, laminar flow, so with lots of power heads and.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, they like it a little bit warmer than like your zebra hill stream loaches and stuff. They're all right at 24, 25.
Oh, interesting.
Little gold ring danios, these are quite cool. You don't see them all the time. They're quite nice.
I see we've got some more endlers in this tank.
Yeah, some like scarlet enders. Albino longfin cherry barbs. They might be a bit marmite, but they're quite nice. Some fancies on the end.
Yeah, we've got a few Aranda.
Yeah, I think they're just
Fantails.
sorted batch, but yeah, fantail, Arandas, or whatever. Yeah, flow like Daniel's quite cool.
Awesome, and then I guess the rest of the shop is just...
It's just dry goods. There's a few spaces on the shelves where we've got stock up. We've had a bit of a belter of a week. Yeah, so you've got JBL, Ranger Food, NT Labs, do a lot of the fluval filters, as I say, I recommend them highly.
Yeah.
And then down the front there you've got your substrates, CCAM products and other bits and bobs.
Awesome. And then that brings us back to
the front.
to the front of the store.
We've got those 2 big display tanks.
Well, thank you very much.
That's all right, you're most welcome.
Elliot, for the tour. Really appreciate it.
No worries at all.
And make sure you guys stick around for part 2. And that is it for today's video here at the Fish Barn. A big shout out to Alan and Elliot for inviting me down. I thought it was a great shop, and there were so many unique fish species and plenty of species that I'd never even seen before. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below of what you thought of this shop tour. We've got loads more tank tours and shop tours coming to YouTube very soon. But thank you all for watching. Remember to keep those water changes up, and happy fish keeping.